3, 4.
In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am. In the land of I am, all that I have been, I am, all that I will be, I am, all that I am.
Okay, beloveds, let's stand and sing our first song.
I love my life.
I love my life.
I love my life. What about you? Does anybody out there love their life? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I love my life and the way it goes, the way it feels and the way it flows. I love my life, it fills my plate. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait. I love my life and the way I feel, the way it's true and the way it's real. I love my life is great. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait. I love my life and my point of view, my time with me and my time with you. I love my life, I'm proud to stay. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The life I chose. I love my life, it's the life I chose. My spiritual awakening just grows and grows. I love my life, I'll tell you straight. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait. The best is coming and I just can't wait.
I just can't wait.
I don't think they can wait.
We can't wait.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed
All right, namaste, friends. While you're on your feet, please offer a namaste greeting to those around you. Namaste. Namaste, Brian, in the back. Namaste, Zoomers. Namaste, Travis, wherever you are. Namaste, musicians. Blessings. And please also take a moment now to silence your cell phones if you have not already done so. And welcome. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue, and I'm the spiritual director and senior minister here, and it is my great honor to welcome you to the Awakening Ways spiritual community, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of awakening to the loving heart, the inspired mind, and sacred soul present in every life. We are an independent New Thought community, and we follow the teachings of Ernest Holmes. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. We've been waiting for you. We have an affirmation for today, and I invite you to please repeat after me. I see wonder everywhere. I see wonder everywhere. And so it is. All right, and now our practitioner for today, Jan, will come up for our Ernest Holmes reading and an invocation. Oops, needs a mic.
Are we good? Are we live? Good. Speaking of wonder in the world, have you seen the white pelicans floating by out there? Aren't they beautiful? So good morning, everyone. The first thing we start off with, if you're a practitioner up here, is talking about the power of prayer and how you access that from our soul support team. So the first way that you can do it is to pick up a prayer request form over on the prayer table, fill that in, and we will pray for you for the entire week. You can make an appointment with one of us at our office. You can send us an email if something comes up during the week, info@awakeningways.org, and then I will be in the back right after the service for a 3-minute miracle. Now, do you all have that? Do I need to repeat it? You got it? I think every single one of you could come up here and say that, right? All right, so the reading this morning is from This Thing Called You, a marvelous book. And Dr. Holmes says, there is but one presence in the universe. Since it is in and through everything, it must be in and through you. This presence magnifies itself in and through all forms, all people, all conditions. The presence is life itself. Its nature is love and givingness. So now if you want to just take a deep breath in and settle into your chair, close your eyes if you feel comfortable in doing that for our invocation. So we do acknowledge that that power and that presence is right here in this room, right here in each and every single one of us. It is always with us no matter where we go, what we're doing, what we're thinking. That presence is right here within us. It is our highest good manifesting within us. So we give thanks this morning for its presence. We give thanks for this beautiful day, this beautiful view as we look out at the lake and see the pelicans coming by. What a gift we have been given this morning. Today is a gift. So we know that when Reverend Elizabeth is speaking this morning, that is a gift also. Whatever we need to hear, we will hear. And we give thanks for these amazing musicians who come in early and practice in order to perform their very best for us. So we give thanks to each other for being here. We give thanks for this teaching. We allow all of this to be so, and together we say, and so it is.
I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from God. I'm gonna write words oh
Positive advice, it will be so nice. I'm gonna write and say life's only getting better. It'll be so great, I'll probably apply. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from God. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter. Yes, I am. And make believe it came from God. I'll write words that make me feel the Spirit is for real. Full of love and joy, I won't play it coy. I'm gonna write and say that everything is perfect. I don't care if others think I'm odd. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from God.
Wow, thank you so much. That was awesome. Good morning, beloveds. Oh, look, there's more of you here. Now, how wonderful. I know, always. Yeah, I say the same thing every week, but whatever. Isn't it? Yes. Oh, thank you. It's good to be amazed. It's good to experience the wonder of this life, isn't it? Wow. So the Seed of Awakening for January is wonder, and the topic today is really wonder, wonder everywhere. I see wonder everywhere. Now, this week has been all about orienting ourselves to wonder and feeling the wonder and experiencing the wonder in every moment. And I love the opportunity that we have to take some ordinary object, for example, a book, like everyone has a book, right? But look at the wonder of this book, you know? Really, we're invited to really start to look at things with these eyes of wonder, like, oh, wow. Notice every aspect of the object, you know, the different pages and what is it made of, for example, what uses does it have? A book, you could read a book. You could also use it as a riser for your monitor. This is a short riser, but I know some of you do that. Yeah, there you go, a riser for your sound bar, whatever it is, you know. Consider the ordinary object. What is the shape of it? What color is it? How is it designed? Who might have created? who might have created it? Like if you think about a book, so much has gone into the creation of this book, hasn't it? When you think about the individual or individuals who received the impetus and the idea to start writing, and then they went to an editor, and then they sought out a publisher, and then it was taken by truck somewhere, and then maybe delivered to your home via Amazon, so much has gone into the creation of that. When I think about all of that, I'm amazed. I'm kind of amazed. And so thinking also, what is the inspiration behind the particular object? I talked last week about things like your kitchen tools and finding the wonder in that type of thing, and there was a cheese grater that came up. And I was reminded of this cheese grater this week as my beloved Travis said, yeah, the wonder of a cheese grater. I mean, the inspiration behind that, right? Some chef somewhere or multiple people got tired of just cutting little pieces of cheese, yes? Or little pieces of carrot or whatever, and it's got all these functions. So think about what was the inspiration behind this. And for instance, our book of the month for January is called Ordinary Wonder, Zen Life and Practice by Charlotte Joko Beck. She's the author of Everyday Zen. And so as I've been reading this book, which is really good, by the way, I've been imagining her sitting in her meditation and looking at walls for long periods, and just pondering that inspiration that she had to write this book. And this book, I'm sure, is of great help and use to so many. And so then we want to notice, how are we using these ordinary objects in our days, right? How am I using this object? Well, I'm using this by reading it. I like to highlight and make notes on the side. Does anybody else do that? Yeah. And then we're invited to consider, are there any muscles or movements that are required in order for me to use this object? And what are those, right? Like thumbing through the pages, and you have to, if you're actually a book reader, some of us are Audible only. I like to do both. I'll actually get the Audible and listen and get the book. And then, because then I can highlight and make notes and get the full quote. I don't have to stop it and type it up real quick. So what are those muscle movements that your body is using when you are using that object? And what are the complexities that are occurring in your body through the use of it, right? And we can look into nature and see the same thing. Please feel free to do so now. Zoomers, look out your windows, please. And you can see all of the goodness in nature, right? Right out here we see a lake and we see lots of birds and there are trees out there. And you can consider the same thing, like, wow, what brought this into existence? Isn't it wondrous? Isn't it wonderful? There is awe-inspiring beauty everywhere if we notice it. And as we notice it, we will realize this is all God in glorious, full expression everywhere. Everywhere. Well, I find wonder in all of it. It's amazing. It is amazing to me that Jimmy and the What Else Is Possible band can get up here and do this amazing music for us on Sundays, right? Let's give them some love. Thank you, beloveds. Wow. And it's a wonder that Travis, my husband in the back here, shows up on Sundays, and he's the one that's keeping us moving along and keeping things in order, and he's the one that you kind of go, oh gosh, here comes Travis. But he is, right? They're laughing because it's true. But he's the one that keeps us on time. We get to start on time, and the sound is amazing. He is supporting the musicians and being able to be all that they can be. And that is a beautiful gift. It's wonderful. So I wanted to share with you my week of wonder. And so Sunday, it began. We kicked off the year of wonder, and the month of wonder, actually, the year of living everyday wonder. And we went home and put on our jammies. Best part of Sunday. Well, second best. I love being here with you. And we found a movie. Now, sometimes it takes us time to agree on a movie. Does that happen to you all too? But we finally agreed on one, and we turned on the movie, and we had some popcorn, and we were watching this movie, and I thought, wow, this is just so amazing that movies like this are so accessible. They're so easy for us to access, right? And we can just turn it on, and the availability of it isn't it wonderful? And that was my experience of wonder on Sunday. And then Monday came along, and I actually had Monday off from my job. For those of you that don't know, I have a day job too. And we had Monday off because New Year's Day was on a Saturday. And so having Monday off, I slept in till like 8:30, unheard of, I know. And I woke up, and I had my coffee, and I felt really, really rested. And I hadn't felt that rested in a while. There's been a lot going on. And so that feeling of rest was just like, do you know that feeling? When you're so rested. I was so rested that I felt slightly melancholy. And I realized, I was calling it melancholy as I was feeling it, and I realized, it's not melancholy, it's just rest. Like my mind doesn't have to keep going to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, which creates like this energy, right? It was actually a feeling of spacious rest. How wonderful that is. I enjoyed that so much. And then Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, which I love. I don't know if y'all do that, but we do. Sometimes it's Taco Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Saturday. But Tuesday, I wondered at how that deliciously fragrant smell of the corn tortillas comes right through the plastic packaging. Isn't that amazing? And it smells so good. He's laughing. Zach is over here laughing. You know? It smells so good. And then you actually open the package. Like, I don't even want to cook them or eat them. I just want to smell them. They smell so good. That was my moment on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, the moment expanded. It got a little more serious in wonder as I went out on my spirit walk, and I wasn't past my first block before I heard a humming sound, and I thought, where is that coming from? And of course I looked up, and I looked, and I saw there were some bees here and there in the tree, and as I walked a little closer, the buzzing got more intense. And I thought, there might be a hive somewhere, and I don't want to walk into this hive. And the curiosity, though, brought me closer. And I looked around. I wasn't in any danger, I could tell. And then I just stopped for a moment, and I looked, and I tried to find this swarm or hive of bees. And it was a loud buzz by this point. You know that sound, that bzzz. And I was in awe. I just stood there and I thought, this is life. The wonder of nature is magnificent, right? Is it not? oh my goodness. And I thought to myself, I wonder what's going on with these bees. There's been a lot of work in the area, and perhaps these bees were displaced from their home. You know, they're cutting down trees and stuff. And so I'm sitting there wondering what's going on with the bees, and were the bees displaced, or are they protecting their queen? And of course they're protecting their queen, and they're preparing to move on to their next destination maybe. But I was in awe. I thought this was just so cool. And then when I came back, the buzzing was a little bit more quiet. And then I went back to work, and I came out for a walk a little bit later, and the buzzing was gone. There was just a few bees remaining that were scattered around. And it occurred to me that, oh yeah, so the bees were actually moving on to their next destination. But all of this occurred for me in my orientation to wonder, and wondering about everything, right? And finding the wonder in everything. So another cool thing happened on Wednesday, which was we were playing Rummy Cube, Travis and I, with my mother-in-law, Mama Jody, who is here, and her dear friend Marilee, who is also here. Hello. And something came up, and they wanted to know where this particular phrase was coined, and so they looked it up and found out. And I was just moved by the way that they wondered about that. I wonder where that comes from. That sense of wonder, yes? And that was powerful. So regardless of the context of the curiosity, I was very intrigued by it. And I thought, way to be curious. I won't tell you what the curiosity was about. You can talk to Travis after the service. And then, so... Yeah. And then on Thursday, I went for another spirit walk, and I was guided to hike up South Hill, which is a hill that is just behind our condo. And they recently, in the last year or so, put in a wooden path over the top of what is normally a lot of mud and water. And so they put this beautiful wooden path. It's real, like 2 feet wide, and it just like redwood pieces, so it looks kind of like a deck, you know? And it was beautiful, and it was sunny, and I stopped to take a selfie. I was so moved by the moment and the blue sky and the sunshine, right? The sunshine was so gorgeous, and I think I actually had a tank top on. And as I started to take my selfie, the sun was shining so brightly behind me, and I could see in my camera all of the perfect little lines from the rays. And I thought, this is a really good camera. No, I thought, wow, the sun. Look at that sun. Like, don't really look at the sun, but look at it in your camera, right? Wow, the sun. The picture should be of the sun. And so I moved to the side, and I took the selfie of the sun, and I felt this giddy joy within me, like I just took a sun selfie. Hey! And it was so beautiful. So I really enjoyed that. And then Friday, actually I also heard, this is posted on my Facebook page because it was such a beautiful, holy moment. And as I was taking that picture with the sun, I heard the words of Hafez in my mind. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. Yes. So Friday, I took an extended lunch break, and I went out on my spirit walk. I'm like, this is starting to get fun, you know? My adventures with spirit. And I was armed with 7 small but mighty words carved out of wood. We had them here as blessings to pick up on the Sunday we did the burning bowl. And Spirit wanted to take some creative photos out in nature with these words. So picture the scene, me following my inner guidance, which is God, and placing these words here and there, and then taking pictures of them and reveling in the beauty and simplicity of the combination of nature and words. Wow, it was fun. I felt connected. You know, something was happening. People were walking by, and I didn't care. I was like focused on this one area, you know, and taking pictures. And I remember there was a leaf, and I was taking a picture of it sitting perfectly in this tree. And someone said, "That is a beautiful leaf, isn't it?" I said, "Yes, yes." So it was magnificent. Maybe you had to be there, but I had an experience, and I was giggling with joy and giddiness, like a lightness and laughter, that feeling of interconnectedness with all of life. And then Saturday, this is day 7, so Saturday I went on my spirit walk with Travis, and we did our urban hiking adventure through SLO from our condo to Cal Poly, and then we'll stop at Lassen's and then come back home. It ends up being close to 7 miles. It's a huge urban hike. And we were coming through Cal Poly, and there's a rose garden, and they have a fountain in their rose garden. And the water was perfectly still, and I saw a leaf floating in the fountain. And I thought, I wonder if joy will float. Had the little word joy, right? So, and joy is right here in the 3rd row. So I took this little word joy, and I placed it on the leaf, and I pushed the leaf a little bit, and it floated, and I was like, oh man, that is so awesome. What? That was so cool. It's the little things, right? It is the little things, small but mighty. Wow, what a moment. And then I thought, well, it's good to leave a little joy wherever we go, isn't it? But I asked Travis also, Travis, where did you experience wonder this week? And he said, well, I was really in a lot of my daily routines. Sometimes that happens, right? Well, daily, I guess. We get into our daily routines, and you get so focused on get up, make coffee, get yourself ready for work, drive to work, come home, and then do everything in reverse, right? And so he said he found wonder in his daily routines through the use of his imagination. He would imagine moments that were so beautiful that he remembered, maybe moments from our honeymoon and hiking in the pinnacles, and he would just have that moment of stopping and being present and remembering, which is so powerful too, you know? And then once he started talking about things that he found wonder in, you couldn't stop him. Then he said, actually, and something else occurred to me this week, by the way, and that was I've been driving to work in the dark, and now, since the days are getting longer, I'm now starting to drive to work and at the sunrise, and so I get to see the sun rising. And on his path to work, there are different buildings and structures that he gets to see lit up by the sunshine now, and he has found wonder in that. How beautiful. I love that. And so we're walking, and he's sharing this with me, and then we turn a corner, and all of a sudden there's 4 towering palm trees with the beautiful, brilliant blue sky as the backdrop. And we stopped and took that in. Wow, those are majestic. And then shortly after that, there was this huge tree with a lot of fruit on it. We thought, wow, this tree is abundant with fruit. Maybe it was grapefruit or something, ready to be harvested, right? So that's my week of wonder, friends. And there's been a lot more, but I wanted to share these with you to maybe inspire you to sort of reflect back on your week now and think about, where did I find wonder? And to also have this as a launching pad for us into this next week. Wonder, wonder everywhere. Wonder is everywhere. And I would love to hear your stories about wonder. Please text me or email me or call me. I would just love to hear these stories. And so as I was preparing this talk, Spirit preparing this talk through me, what came up for me is, are wonder and gratitude related? Because doesn't that seem like what we do with gratitude? I'm so grateful for these palm trees, you know? And my experience, though, of wonder is something a little bit different, and I couldn't quite pinpoint it. So I was thinking about, with a gratitude practice, we foster our appreciation for all that we have, all that we ever have had, all that we see in our lives right now. And we foster this appreciation for the invisible blessings that are on their way into our lives, you know, that come in the form of a piece of mail or a phone call or a package or more love, more unity, more connection, whatever it is, you know, for us. The invisible blessings that we don't even know, but suddenly they come up and it's like, thank you. And so we're also then feeling gratitude simply for existing on the planet at this time. But I feel like wonder is more of a spontaneous act that occurs when one experiences an awe-inspiring moment. And in those moments, I think the true thanksgiving erupts on its own, right? And so an awe-inspiring moment, you might say, well, 4 palm trees in a row, I mean, that's not really awe-inspiring. But the point of this month is for us to find the awe-inspiring in everything, because if we really stop and get present in the moment and recognize that we are in these bodysuits for a finite amount of time and we have been birthed into existence to be here, wow, this is pretty cool, you know. What is Spirit showing us in this time? How can I be all that I came here to be, and all of that? And so in our awakened sense of wonder, what happens, I believe, is that we actually become aware of our oneness with the entire universe. So the action of displaying meaningful gratitude can be fostered with intention and habit, yet when a person experiences that awe-inspiring moment of wonder, true thanksgiving comes into form on its own. We become grateful for this existence. I see it often. I've seen you talk about it, Terry, on your Facebook page, looking out at the Morrow Rock, right? And should just put a picture of Morrow Rock, and it's gorgeous from their home out there, and she'll say, wow, aren't we blessed, or aren't we lucky? I think it's blessed. Yes. That inspires awe in me. And what also inspires awe in me is seeing other people act that way. So you don't even know how inspiring you are to somebody in expressing your awe and your gratitude. So thank you. It's so beautiful, so magnificent. Now, John O'Donohue speaks of beauty as the invisible embrace of the divine. And he says that beauty isn't a superficial surface thing. It's beyond personality, it's beyond good looks, it's beyond fashion and image. He says beauty is a sublime, eternal thing. When we acknowledge and recognize the beauty, we are really affirming the eternal nature behind all of the physical outward life. And so the depth of that recognition is something that we all crave. Now, I believe that wonder is the same. Wonder is not just about seeing something stunning. Wonder has a profound equanimity and a quality in it, and it's meant to be there in everyone and for everyone. And so if we were to hold our gaze of witnessing something wonderful, then something else actually becomes visible in the moment. When we find wonder in the ordinary, something else becomes visible in that moment. And that something else is the eternal. It's God. So the experience of wonder brings the eternal into the now and connects us with truth. And that is something that belongs to everyone. And so while I was noticing those bees or any of those 7 things that I shared about wonder this week, in each of those moments, I stopped and there was nothing else happening but that moment. It was like this vast and eternal moment, and there was this connection, and I felt the connection to the eternal. And in that eternal connection is the presence of love, unity, oneness, wisdom, all the things that we believe that Spirit is, right? In that moment. And so why would we want to experience wonder like this? Why do we want to practice living everyday wonder in the ordinary? Why would we want to do that? Because we want to experience the oneness. We want to experience that eternal presence that is everywhere in everything that's happening right now. So John O'Donohue says, if we beautify our gaze, so I changed that to, if we wonderfy our gaze, we will see wonder in unexpected places, in margins that we would have never thought of looking before, like maybe in a binder clip. Whoa, that is cool. It's holding this thing in place. You know, have fun with it, right? Have some fun. And allow that spontaneity of Spirit to move you and to have you express in a particular way. You know, when I had that experience with the fountain and the leaf, I wonder if joy floats on the leaf, and placed it on there, I had this experience of spontaneity, like Spirit guided me to do that, and creativity. And in that creative connection, there is that sense of oneness, because you know that if it's you and just your mind thinking about this thing, you're not going to do it, right? But if you let that go, get the bloated nothingness out of the way and allow Spirit to come through, it will do it. I mean, this is what happens to me every Sunday. I get out of the way and let Spirit do the talking. And then I am totally cool. Well, at least I think I am. So wonder is the wellspring of love. This is something that Valerie Kaur wrote about in her book, See No Stranger. And again, it's Valerie Kaur. So on page 10, she says that when we orient ourselves to wonder, then it becomes possible to wonder not only about ourselves and our world, but about other people and their worlds as well. We begin to sense that individuals are as vast and complex as we also are. And when we choose to wonder about people we don't know, we begin to expand our circle of those we see as part of us, a part of us that we do not yet know. So that actually draws us closer and increases our empathy and compassion. And she says that wonder is where love begins. And I thought how wonderful it would be for us to, rather than place others in boxes, you're this, you're that, they're this, they're that, judging, labeling, or whatever it is, that what if we were to wonder about them instead? Rather than placing others in boxes, what if we were to wonder about them instead? I wonder where they came from. I mean, do you do that? I wonder where this person was born. I wonder where they were raised. Do they have any siblings? Because this person is a part of me that I do not yet know. There are many individuals in here who are a part of me that I do not yet know. And the same is true for you. The same is true for all of us if we truly believe that there is one thing happening here. So you are a part of me that I am getting to know, but I do not yet fully know. And I'm looking forward to knowing you even more. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? So again, wonder reveals our oneness, our interconnectedness, our interdependence. Everything began as a divine idea and is an expression of consciousness. So we're called to notice the interconnectedness of it all. Notice the creativity, the beauty, the perfection. It is evident in the ancient Sanskrit truth Tattvam Asi, which means I am that. Or the African philosophy Ubuntu, I am because you are. It is the Mayan precept in Lakesh, you are my other me. It is the failure to wonder that creates separation. It is in our failure to wonder that creates separation and distrust and even violence. It is a failure to wonder that affords abuse of lives and our planet. And Guru Nanak is the founder of the Sikh tradition, calls us to actually see no stranger. This is a high call because it means loving people even if they don't love you, and wondering about them even when they refuse to wonder about you. And that is how we can also see wonder everywhere. So she shares a story in her book, See No Stranger, on page 8. She says, my favorite was our origin story, the story of Guru Nanak, the first teacher of the Sikh faith. 5 centuries ago, as the story goes, halfway around the world in a village in Punjab on the Indian subcontinent, there lived a young man named Nanak. He was deeply troubled by the violence around him, Hindus and Muslims in turmoil. And one day, he disappeared on the bank of a river for 3 days. People thought he was dead, maybe he had drowned. But Nanak emerged on the 3rd day with a vision of oneness. Ik Onkar, the oneness of humanity and of the world. This vision threw him into a state of ecstatic wonder, Vismad, and he began singing songs of devotion called Shabads, praising the divine within him and all around him. In other words, he was in love. Love made him see with new eyes. Everyone around him was a part of him that he did not yet know. I see no stranger. Ooh, I just got the God bumps. I see no stranger, said Guru Nanak. I see no enemy. So Guru Nanak taught that all of us could see the world in this way. There is a voice inside of each of us called Haumai, that it's the I that names itself as separate and apart. It resides in the bull that holds our individual consciousness, but separateness is an illusion. When we quiet the chatter in our heads through music or meditation or recitation or song, those boundaries begin to disappear. She says the bull breaks. For a moment, we taste the truth, sweet as nectar. We are a part of one another. And then joy rushes in. Long after the moment passes, we can choose to remember the truth of our interconnectedness, that we belong to one another. We belong to each other. We actually see no stranger because we belong to each other. So I'm going to invite Jimmy and the band to come up and get ready as I move into the closing for today. And so we are surrounded by and immersed in awe-inspiring beauty, wholeness, and perfection. The universe is abundant and resplendent. There are no limits to the magnificence of the wonder that Spirit has created. Each person, each flower, each stone, each animal, each drop of water is a very necessary and glorious part of the whole that is the divine. The more we orient ourselves to the wonders that we encounter daily, and the more we appreciate them as part of ourselves or parts of ourselves we don't yet know, the greater our capacity to love and experience joy. So personally, as you move through this week and come across faces of people, whether in person or on the screen, you can silently say to yourself, sister, brother, sibling, and allow yourself to begin to wonder about them and their lives. Where did they come from? Where are they going? I wonder what they do for fun. This trains our minds. This is what we're really doing, training our minds to see more and more people and more of life as part of ourselves. And you can silently say to yourself, you are a part of me I do not know yet. You can do this with animals and plants, and allow yourself to be more oriented to wonder than ever before. And remember the words of Hafez, even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. Let's take a deep breath together. And so we turn our attention inward once again and return to that beautiful presence within, that space of the eternal where I know, and I know that I know, that I am connected, that the same something that birthed me into existence birthed each one of us into existence and the entire manifest creation. And I'm so grateful in this moment to recognize and realize that and know that as I move forward through the rest of my week, I experience wonder. I experience wonder in ways that I never have before. I am curious about the ordinary objects in my life. And that begins right now in this moment. And in that curiosity, we can let go of other thoughts and anything that is troubling us and be curious and bring that wonder into every moment and know that as we experience wonder, we are experiencing beauty. We are truly experiencing that connection to the eternal presence that lives within each of us that reminds us that we are one with all of life. And I know that for every individual we see and meet, we acknowledge you are a part of me that I do not yet know. And for those we do know, we know that they too are a part of us. That we are continuing and continuously knowing more and more. What a beautiful gift. I'm so grateful for this amazing, awesome life. Thank you, Spirit, for all of the blessings that we experience. There are too many to name, but I am so grateful for all of them. And I know that that gratitude is experienced here and now. And we experience gratitude and appreciation for all that is and for all that is here in this moment now, and for the invisible blessings that are on their way into our lives that we don't even know about. I am grateful for those. I'm grateful for everything, especially wonder. And so in that gratitude, I know I can release this prayer now, knowing it is already so. I give thanks and allow it to be, and so it is. Awesome. Thank you.
We didn't talk, the two of us, about what the song was going to be when she mentioned the invisible wonder and God's gift. This song is called God's Invisible Feast. 1, 2, 3, 4. I choose to live a life of prayer, faith and hope and peace. Be awake and be aware of God's invisible feast. Holy, holy, Spirit offers me. Holy, holy, wondrosity. I choose to live a life of love. See all good increase. Joyfully be thankful of God's invisible feast. Holy, holy, Spirit offers me. Holy, holy, wondrosity. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. I'm living in the possibilities. I'm living in the possibilities. Holy, holy, Spirit offers me. Holy, holy, wondrosity. Holy, holy, Spirit offers me. Holy, holy, wondrosity. I'm living in the possibilities. I'm living in the possibilities. I'm living in the possibilities. I'm living in the possibilities.
Woohoo! All right, thank you. Okay, so will the other ushers please come forward? It's now time for our gifts, tithes, and offerings, our conscious giving. And I invite you to please take your gift and place it over your heart and repeat after me. Divine love through me.
Divine love through me
Blesses and multiplies all that I have.
blesses and multiplies all that I have,
All that I give.
all that I give,
And all that I receive.
and all that I receive.
Joyously I give.
Joyously I give,
And joyfully I receive.
and joyfully I receive.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right.
Divine love flows through me, blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me, blessing all Blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me. Blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me. Flowing. Blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me. Blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me. Blessing all I give.
Okay, and if we want to close our eyes for one more moment, we just give thanks for these gifts of abundance that have come from the heart to be shared in the Awakening Ways community and beyond. And as we leave here this morning, remembering the words of Reverend Elizabeth about the wonderosity in this world and all the beauty in this world that she so beautifully described. So we give thanks as we leave. We give thanks for having been here and shared everything this morning. And we know that our week is going to be filled with wonder and awe and beauty. So we give thanks, and together we say, and so it is.
Good morning, Awakening Ways. My name is Travis, your friendly neighborhood announcements angel, and I will read our announcements for this morning, Sunday, January 9th, 2022. Maybe. That's right. All right. First off, I would love to describe something that I find truly wondrous, is that we are simulcasting today's service on live stream Zoom, and we have 20 souls that are joining us this morning. It's in the camera. Hello, Zoomers! We love you. Look at all the waves. Okay. All right, first up, Jars of Inspiration. Have you heard of these things? The Jars of Spiritual Inspiration is a fundraiser for the Awakening Ways spiritual community. And there are 50 spiritual quotes in the jars, so each day you reach in and take one quote out to lift your spirits throughout the day. That's right. At the end of the 50 days, we ask that you donate to Awakening Ways spiritual community, perhaps 50 cents a day or $1 a day or any amount that you find pleasing. So the sign-up sheet is in the prayer box table because we need to know how many jars to create. The jars will be at our January 16th Sunday gathering only. So, you know, what? It's on the sales table. It's on the sales table. That's right back there. Okay. Near the food. All right. We will not be handing them out at the office on Saturday, January 15th from noon to 2 p.m. For the Zoomers, okay, you 20 souls in there, please send an email to our new address, info@awakeningways.org, and we will mail the quotes to you without the jar. Okay. You guys with me? All right. Midweek spiritual check-in. So this is very important. We build our immunity in spiritual community. Join Reverend Elizabeth and other members of your online community every Wednesday at 1 p.m. for 1 hour for connection, inspiration, prayer, and a whole lot of love. The Zoom link is emailed on Tuesday at 1 p.m. and can also be found on our Facebook page. And that leads me to the next thing. If you want to stay in communication with all of the amazing things that happen at this spiritual community, you're definitely going to want to get on our newsletter. That's number one. So So if you can sign up for our Awakening Ways Spiritual Community Newsletter with Jan, right here, our practitioner of the day, or sign up sheet at the table in the foyer. I definitely recommend you do that. All right, our book of the month. Our book of the month for January is called Ordinary Wonder. Boom, here we go. And it's available at the sales desk, for $20. Also, there are a few copies of the January Science of Mind magazine, and they are $6. Okay. Next week, we have a very special guest speaker, our very own beloved Susan Jones, practitioner, ministerial student, and generally awesome human. All right. Susan Jones. Okay. This one is also very important. Name tags. For those of you that have been coming to Awakening Ways for a long time and have these name tags, generally we would keep them in a basket and you would pick them up. We're not going to be doing that anymore. It's not really COVID friendly, and so we ask that you take them home with you, sterilize them yourself, keep them in the car so you don't forget them, and then you can have them for next Sunday. Okay. All right. For all of you that may be needing some a little prayer for anything that is going on in your life, maybe you want to celebrate, maybe you want more of, or maybe something that you need, please be sure to see Jan after the service for a 5-minute miracle. She'll give you a little prayer boost. Is that right? Where are you going to be after service? Right at the door. Be sure to see Jan right after service. All right, Amazon Smile. I got a notification the other day that our beloved spiritual community received a gift of $74. They donated from our qualifying purchases. So the way Amazon Smile works is that if you shop on Amazon, at no extra charge to you, you can sign up to have Awakening Ways Spiritual Community be your nonprofit of choice. So they'll take a small portion of your sale, whatever you purchase over time, and they will collect it, and then they will gift our spiritual center. What a blessing, right? $74 because of our, what? What's that?
You have to go to Amazon
Are
Smile.
you heckling me? That's right. It doesn't cost anything to you, and it is a blessing to your spiritual community. It's beautiful. All right. So I do have one more thing I wanted to say. I'm going to say thank you. I want to give a little bit of raise and praise to the beautiful prayer angels and volunteer angels who come early to set up and stay to pack up our spiritual center. We want to thank you. Robin, I love you, man. You're always the first person to get here and the last person to leave. Thank you so much for your service. Appreciate you so much. Yeah! All right. That, my beloveds, has been the wonderful announcements. All right.
Thank you, Travis. And we have Sonia. Come on up, Sonia, and the children for today. Woo! Come right here.
I grew a beautiful garden today. Do you see all these beautiful children? They were most amazing, most excited to be here. I don't think they had to go through any resistance besides a nap to get up this morning. And we have a very beautiful, courageous first-time speaker that is going to tell you guys all our affirmation today. So the affirmation is that really positive thing that we just... Ready? You want to say it together?
Come on!
What is it?
You can do it. Happiness wherever I go.
Okay, ready? I find happiness wherever I go. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, let's give them some love. Okay, dear ones. So in the last couple of weeks, we have been standing in place, and we're going to do that again today. Rather than going into circles and into our circle and holding hands, we're going to stand up where we are. And if you'll also just look around and notice the people who are in the room here with you, that would be awesome too. We are being a little more cautious due to the COVID concern right now. And also, we've got a lot of space in here, so we encourage you all to, take the space that you need. We don't need to all be seated in little clusters unless you're in the same family, I guess. So, anywho, won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always, and all that we ever need do is turn within. And it is here we will find we are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously, let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is everywhere.
Life is everywhere.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I express it.
I express it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
And just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Woo!
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May he be well. May we be peaceful and at ease.
He's so
And may
cute.
we